I mentioned in one of my earlier videos that a popular pastime with us teenage loons was the Sunday bike run. Since that time, I've been reunited with one of the lads that kept me company all these years ago. He's Alec Stewart, an ex-Wood Header but now biding in Lawrencekirk. I'm delighted that Alec has been able to join up with me again, and even more chuffed because he's given me a short to his bike to see me on my way on another Sunday bike run. Another Sunday morning, and the sun's high in the sky. No need for waterproofs or leggings, it's going to be fine and dry. The bike is gone a good check over and then we talk to the road. A glaiked bunch of country loons, if ever there was, be God. A shortcut through the castle policies, hoping the gamey doesn't seize. The lake in all its glory, shaded in with bonny trees. Then bending out the other side to the lodge at 5 Station. Hoping against hope that the gates nae lock it, for that on a Sunday would be damnation. Through the vale and up the road we come to ROTHIE.OLD, a place for I mind biggin' houses when I was just a loon. The hall for I played the dances in the wheel Kent ROTHIE Inn, for we landed after the fitba to celebrate a win. Syne o'er the hill still peddlin', all Rayne we next did reach. 'Twas tight twiny bits of roads, made where brakes gie out a screech. So we took our time going through the place, but it slipped quickly by, as we crossed the Alstein Brig and got speeding on our way. Afore we kent it, we were in Insch, with its little crossing and lights of flashing Reid, to stop the traffic in its tracks and gie the train the go-ahead. Connectment now was out of bounds at the other side of the gate, but it gives a chance to decht our brew and get rid of some of the sweat. A cruisy round by the golf club and by Dunchavin's doors, St. Drostan's in the Alkirk yard with its hich imposing tower. And up there on the skyline as it's been for mony a year, albeit sail the tower house on the hill o' Dunedere. Far next will we be heeding as time is wearing by, but we'll hae a look at Premnay, the weather still fine and dry. The northern slopes of Benahee and then the place at sail, but far aneugh where legs are saying, time to turn tail. Come nearer hand the way hame, we've reached the drum of Wartle, for local folk and passers-by stop to weet their thrapple. But a drammer 'twas nae for us, for we mecht for off our bike, and that is nae fits winted on this were Sunday hike. By Folla rolling up the hill, it fairly maks you pech. Come off ye feel and walk a bit, for breath am heen to fecht. Syne o'er the top, just stan a file, you can nearly see the sea, and the patchwork quilt o' buchan lies recht afore your ee. Down by the 5 golf course awa there on your recht, the clovery woodland cemetery waiting for you from day turns into necht. Syne down the petty Brae with legs up in the air, free wheeling into Monday, but with the hell do a care. So once again we've made it another Sunday run. We've had a laugh together and mechty it was fun. There's nothing else to beat it, and it fairly does you good. And we're back again, for we started on the outskirts o' Wood Head.